Hi, my name is Suzanne. I'm a doctor of physical therapy, and I am here today to give you some exercises for your upper body in this series of chair exercise classes. A couple things before we get started. Go ahead and pick a stable chair, no wheels, no armrests, because those will get in your way. And we have a couple options of weights and resistance here that we'll be using throughout the class. You can also do this without it. So you can buy wrist weights and just leave those on your wrists the entire time. You can have little hand weights, cans of soup, water bottles, whatever little thing you have around the house that weighs 1 to 2 pounds. And then a couple resistance bands options. So one is just a straight band and the other is a closed loop. So we will use a variety of these things throughout the session, and those are just ways to make these exercises more challenging for you. All right, so before we get started, I want to encourage you to scoot away from the chair back. If you can keep yourself upright and away from the chair back, you're going to strengthen your core muscles, strengthen your low back muscles, keeping yourself upright. So that is my challenge to you, is to try to keep yourself upright throughout the duration of this class. All right, let's get started. We're just going to do a little bit of a warm up, which you could even just consider as part of your exercise for the day. But just some basic moves with no weights to get you going. All right, so first thing here, let's just lift those arms overhead, kind of like a jumping jack, but just the upper body portion of that. I understand you may not have the same range of motion that I have, but just do what you can. That's all I ask with each of these classes, is just doing your best. The whole point of this is to move. Good. All right, and in front and overhead. Good. Let's leave those arms in front, and I want you to just do some arm circles, or wrist circles, excuse me. So pick a direction here. They're both kind of going in towards each other, depending on which way you think about it. And then let's go the other way. Just getting everything warmed up here. All right, good. Let's warm up the neck a little bit. So I want you to look right and left as far as you can. It's all connected, even though it's an upper body exercise class. Right now, we're also stretching all of these muscles here, where they connect the shoulder. So just go through these couple of neck things to warm up all of those muscles. Good. Now we're going to look up and down. So bring that chin down as far as you can. Look up towards the ceiling as far as you can. And if this is causing you any dizziness, don't look up. Just stay here, look down, and here, and look down. I don't want any of these causing you any dizziness. So if it is, please just stop doing the specific motion. Good. And then we're going to do some shoulder rolls. So we're going to roll back. So you're going to go up, back, and down is kind of the slow motion of that. Go through the whole circle. Don't cut yourself short by skipping, pushing down in the circle. That's very important. While your shoulders are back, push down. That's going to help strengthen the lower section of the muscles surrounding your shoulder blade, which are often neglected. And I'm only going to go backwards on this one. I'm going to skip rolling forwards because everything you do in life is forward. So I don't want to reinforce that pattern. We're really going to focus on just kind of bringing these back with the rolls here. All right. 3, 2, 1. Okay. Your arms should feel nice and warmed up. Shake them out a little bit, and we're going to get going here. First thing here, grab some weights. Put those wrist weights on your wrists, whatever you want to use for your resistance. Let's get those in our hands. And we're going to bring our arms straight up, straight overhead here. Go through as much range of motion as you can. That includes even dropping down at your sides. Don't cut yourself short and just go to your knees. Get that full range down at your sides. Good. Okay. And now we're going to stop right in front of you, and you're going to pull apart. So if you're using a band, it's literally just squeeze it in your hands and pull the band apart. And your goal here is right in front to out to the sides. That's your range of motion, your arc here. And pull your belly button in towards your spine to keep your trunk upright. I don't want you rounding out. I don't want you sitting here like this trying to do these exercises. If you can help it, pull your chest up, squeeze your belly button, get your core engaged so that you can give yourself a nice base of support for these exercises. Good. In 3, 2, and 1. Okay, you can keep those weights in your hand. We're going to do tricep extensions. A couple different ways to do that. If you can bring your arms all the way up so that your upper arm is vertical, and then you just hinge from the elbows. So I'm trying really hard here not to move my upper arm and just to hinge at the elbow and reach my wrists up towards the ceiling. You can see here, I'm just straightening my elbows out and extending those wrists. Now, if you don't have that range in your shoulders, stay here. Be in this motion, and that's totally fine. Just bend those elbows against the resistance of the weights. Bend and extend. Okay, so a couple different options for that one here. Good. And 3, 2, 1. All right, now we're going to move into the bicep curl. So full range of motion, which means I'm dropping the weights down at my sides and I'm bringing them all the way up to my shoulders. I'm doing that full range of motion. We're going to start with our palms up, and then we will rotate to thumbs up to work a different portion of that bicep muscle. And if at any point you need to take a break, you're like, whew, my core is getting tired, I need to just lean back. That's fine, lean back, but keep moving, okay? Don't stop moving your arms. Keep moving, keep exercising. That's the goal here, is just to keep moving for however long this class lasts. Good. All right, 3, 2, 1. Now let's turn, so thumbs up. So now I'm bringing my thumbs to my shoulders, working that other bicep head. So you got 2, that's why it's called a bicep. Short head and a long head. Now we're working the other one here. Bringing those arms, wrists all the way up, all the way down. You don't have weights. There's still a way to accomplish resistance. So you kind of think of yourself like you're fighting yourself. So think of, let's just do an example here. Keep going with the bicep curls if you've got your weights. So think as if somebody was pushing your hand down and you had some sort of resistance throughout that entire range of motion. You can actually simulate that. You can try it right now. So I can actually push back against resistance and pull up against resistance. I'm just kind of, think of it like you're pushing your arm through mud or even through water, right? You're just creating this imaginary resistance by pushing down slow and pulling up slow. But I'm using, it's kind of this weird psychological thing where I can feel that this is harder than no weights at all. Where I am like imagining myself pushing back through mud, pulling up through mud. Okay, good. Let's wrap that up. 2, 1, done. The bicep curls. All right, now we got some more shoulder work. So this is a good one for that straight band. You're going to put it in your hands, palms up, elbows tucked in at your sides, shoulders back. Okay, so squeeze your shoulder blades back together. Think about, imagine a pencil in between your shoulder blades and you're trying to squeeze that pencil. So that's what this motion is here. I'm going to spread my hands apart. And as I'm doing that, I'm squeezing my shoulder blades together, squeezing that pencil in between my shoulder blades. My core is still engaged. My belly button is tight. Now, if you'll notice that this band got a little floppy, so I'm going to adjust. I'm going to grab a little bit closer, give myself a little more resistance. I don't want that band flopping around at all. You can do this with weights in your hands as well. Just put a weight in your hand, palms up. That'll add some resistance. This gives you tension throughout the whole range of motion. And you're going out with your hands as far as you can. If that's here, fine. But still squeeze your shoulder blades together. Okay, I've been told I have a lot of range of motion in this area. It's probably from my days of playing softball. So don't compare yourself to anybody around you or even to me. Just move. Do the best that you can. Okay, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. All right. This one's a little different, but this is going to be our little deltoid burner. So we're going to put our arms out. I am not going to put weights in my hands for this because I can already feel my shoulders are burning a little bit because this is my second class that I've filmed in a row. So I'm just going to bring my hand, my palms are going to be down, and I'm just going to pulse. Okay, so straight out to my sides. I'm going to pulse my hands. Primarily what I'm working on is down. So thinking about, I don't know, like making the bed and you're patting the bed spread down. Okay, so we're pushing down, patting down. Whichever direction your palms are facing is the direction that we're going to be patting with this specific exercise. Okay, and we're trying to be quick about this. My arms are moving fast. This isn't necessarily a slow exercise. So just trying to move those arms as rapidly as you can. Okay, good. Now palms up. So now I'm bouncing a ball in my hand here, bouncing that basketball. Just pushing the air up. Keeping my elbows fairly straight. They're not locked out stiff, but they are straight. Good. We're going to try not to take a break. We're going to do 4 of these, and we're going to try to keep our arms up the entire time. Obviously, if you need a break, take a break, but get right back into it. Don't let your arms rest for too long. Just put them down for a second. All right, now forward. Push the air forward. This is an important one to have my core engaged. Otherwise, I'm going to be rocking and rolling all over the place. I want you to keep yourself as stiff as you can here. Pushing forward. Feeling that burn in those shoulders. Keep going. You're doing great, though. Go on. We got our last direction here. It's going to be palms back. Oh, man, I think I saved the hardest for last. So your thumbs are going to go down and your palms are going to go back. This may be challenging for you to have that shoulder range of motion. You may not have that. Do your best. If you're kind of at an angle and down, that's okay. Just pushing the air back behind you. Mine are starting to sag. Try and keep them up. Try and keep your hands at shoulder height. Push back, push back. Good. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm feeling the burn there. Shake it out. Shake it out. That was a toughie. You may not have made it, and that's okay. I expect you to get better each time you do these videos. So that'll be something for you to look forward to, is being able to get through that whole circuit without needing to take a break. Okay, last one here. Now that our shoulders are nice and sore, we're going to put the weights back in our hands, and we're gonna see how this goes. But I want you to try and put your arms straight in front of you, and we're gonna go palms up, palms down. Okay, palms up, palms down. And I think your shoulders are gonna be okay in this direction because it's a different muscle, but Your shoulders still may be tired, and if you need to take more breaks, that's fine. If you need to lower it, you can be right here just to be working on that movement and strengthening the forearms. That's okay too. Gripping the weights is actually going to help work on your overall grip strength with your daily activities. So having something in your hands with these is kind of a dual purpose. Now, next time you go to open a jar, hopefully it starts to get easier the more you do these exercises because you are improving your grip strength by squeezing a weight. All right, let's do 3 more. 1, 2, 3. Whew. Okay, shoulders are tired, arms are tired. That's good. Now, I am going to put a couple of stretch classes in my exercise program list. So if you feel like, man, my arms are really tired, really sore, wouldn't be a bad idea to do a couple minutes of one of those upper arm stretch classes so that you can prevent soreness tomorrow or even the day after that. All right. I hope you enjoyed the class. If you feel like your shoulders still have a lot of steam left in them, do it again. Start again after our little warm up and do that portion of the class again until you feel like you're getting a little bit more of a burn. Again, you always have the option, heavier weights, more repetitions, doing this 2-3 times. So it should be difficult for you. I want it to be challenging for you. So keep pushing yourself. And as always, just keep moving. All right, I look forward to our next class. Thanks.